Good morning, dear students. In this session, we are going to discuss about high performance liquid chromatography or HPLC. In this, we are going to discuss principle, instrumentation of HPLC and applications of HPLC. Let us see introduction part of this high performance liquid chromatography. HPLC is a type of liquid chromatography where the sample is forced through the column that is packed with a stationary phase which is composed of irregularly or spherically shaped porous particles by a liquid which is a mobile phase at high pressure. It is basically an improved form of column liquid chromatography. What we have discussed in the first session, column chromatography, this HPLC is nothing but a improved form of column chromatography. Here in this HPLC, instead of a solvent being allowed to drip through the column under a gravity, it is forced through under high pressure of up to 400 atmosphere. HPLC is a powerful tool in analysis. It yields high performance and high speed compared to traditional column chromatography because of the forcibly pumped mobile phase. It is used in biochemistry and analytical chemistry to identify, quantify and purify the individual components in a mixture. The solvents in this HPLC chromatography technique used are dichloromethane, chloroform, tetrahydrofuran, N-hexane, acetonitrile, methanol, water and isopropanol, etc. In 1960s, the column chromatography or a liquid chromatography with its low pressure suitable glass columns was further developed to the HPLC with its high pressure adapted metal columns. Coming to the principle of this HPLC technique. The separation of mixture of component takes place in a column between a stationary and a mobile phase. The stationary phase is a granular material with very small porous particles in a separation column. On the other hand, the mobile phase is a solvent or a solvent mixture which is forced at high pressure through the column. So this HPLC works mainly on the principle of separation by an adsorption. When a mixture of components are introduced into the column, various chemical or physical interaction takes place between sample molecules and the particles of the column packing. That is between mobile phase and a stationary phase. They travel according to their relative affinities towards the stationary phase. The components which are present in the column stationary mobile phase are travel according to their relative affinity towards the stationary phase. The component which has more affinity towards the adsorbent. The component which is present in a mobile phase has more affinity towards the adsorbent travels slower. If it is more affinity towards stationary means obviously it will travel slower. The component which has less affinity towards the stationary phase obviously travels faster. Since no two components have the same affinity towards the stationary phase, so the components are separated easily. Where individual components of the sample are moved down the packed column with a liquid, that is a mobile phase, forced through the column by high pressure, we are using high pressure here. In this high performance liquid chromatography, we are using high pressure. These separated components are detected by suitable detector that measures their amount. That is, the amount of the sample can be detected by using a suitable detector. Principle: liquid chromatography and HPLC work the same way, except the speed, efficiency, sensitivity and ease of operation of the HPLC is vastly superior. Let us see the instrumentation of high performance liquid chromatography, HPLC. It consists of the following components. In that, the first one is a solvent reservoir. Mobile phase contents are contained in a glass reservoir. We are using a reservoir here, that glass reservoir. In that we are having a solvent, that is a mobile phase. The mobile phase or a solvent in HPLC is usually a mixture of polar and non-polar liquid components. We are taking a mixture of liquids here, whose respective concentrations are varied depending on the composition of the sample. Depending on the composition of the sample. Mixing chamber and degassing unit. These two components are important in HPLC. The mobile phase delivery system consists of mixing chamber and degassing unit. See, mixing unit is used to mix solvents in different proportion and pass through the column. We have two mixing units here. One is a low pressure mixing chamber which uses helium, and another one is a high pressure mixing chamber, does not require helium for degassing. This is about the mixing chamber. The solvent or eluent used for HPLC analysis may contain gases. When solvents are mixed and pumped under high pressure, gas bubbles are formed, which will lead to the number of problems in separation process. Okay, na? When the gas bubbles are arise means it may create some problems throughout the process. What are those? Let us see one by one. Unstable and noisy baseline may occur because of the air bubbles occurred in the process. It creates unstable and noisy baseline. Air bubbles passing through the detector lead to spurious peaks or a fake peaks. What we can say, this is a fake peaks. And the next one, excessive pressure can develop which can lead to eventual pump failure. So for that reason we have to degas. So degassing is necessary. This can be done by using following techniques. First one, vacuum filtration. In this vacuum filtration, it can remove air bubbles, but it is not always reliable and complete. So next one, helium purging. This can be made by passing the helium through the solvent. Very effective and expensive technique this one is. And the next one, ultrasonification. So in this technique, by using ultrasonicator which converts ultra high frequency to mechanical vibrations, this causes the removal of air bubbles. Next component is a high pressure pump. The role of the pump is to force a liquid called the mobile phase. It is one of the important components of the instrument as its performance has a profound influence on the overall performance of the instrument. So a good HPLC pump should satisfy some criteria. What are those? Let us see one by one. Constructed of materials inert towards solvents to be used. The pump which is constructed by making use of some materials, those materials should be inert towards the solvents which are used in this technique. It should deliver the mobile phase in an accurate, precise manner and at a flow rate of around 1 to 2 ml per minute. It should deliver pulse free flow and also it should be capable of function at a pressure up to 500 atmosphere. We have commonly three types of pumps in HPLC analysis. One is constant flow reciprocating pump, second one constant pressure pneumatic amplifier pump, and the third one is syringe pump. This diagram shows the reciprocating HPLC pump, represents the reciprocating HPLC pump. Next component in this HPLC instrumentation is sample injection port. The injector serves to introduce the liquid sample into the flow to steer the mobile phase. Typical sample volumes are around 5 to 20 microliters. The injector must also be able to withstand high pressure of the liquid system. An auto sampler is the automatic version for when the user has many samples to analyze or when manual injection is not practical. We can also use here an auto sampler when many samples are there for analysis. The sample injection port consists of a valve for introducing a range of sample volumes into the column as a sharp pulse or plug without adversely affecting the column even when the instrument is operating at higher pressure. The sample of about 10 to 20 microliter is preferably dissolved in the mobile phase solvent and injected with a micro syringe. We are using a micro syringe here through a sample loop while the mobile phase flows through the sample injection valve at high pressure directly to the column. Then the sample injection port valve is turned to allow the mobile phase to sweep the injected sample in the sample loop onto column at the same pressure. Sample loops of varying size in the range around 20 to 200 microliter. Next component in this instrumentation is a column. It's very important and this can be treated as the art of the chromatograph. The column's stationary phase separates the sample components of interest using various physical and chemical parameters. The column is usually made of stainless steel to withstand high pressure caused by the pump to move the mobile phase through the column packing. Other materials in which these columns are made are PEEK. This is nothing but a polyether ether ketone and a glass. Those column can be made by glass or a PEEK. The column packing, how the column is packed in this technique. It is packed by using a silica gel because of its particle shape, surface properties and pore structure gives us a good separation. For that reason it is packed by using a silica gel. Next, porous plug of stainless steel or a Teflons are used at the end of the column in order to retain the components. We are using a porous plug. Next, guard column and analytical columns. See, what are these guard columns and analytical columns? Guard columns are introduced between the sample injector and the main column. Main column here it is a analytical column used for analysis. To protect and increase the life of the analytical column, we are using a guard column here. So by using this guard column, we can protect and increase the life of the analytical column by removing not only particulate matter and contaminants from the solvents, but also sample components that bind inversibly to the stationary phase. Next component is detector and recording unit. The detector can detect the individual molecules that elute from the column and convert the data into an electrical signal. The detector provides an output to a recorder or computer that results in the liquid chromatogram. Types of detectors. Here mainly of detectors are of two types. One is solvent or bulk property detectors and another one is solute property detector. Let us see one by one. What is the solvent or bulk property detector? Solvent or bulk property detectors detects changes in the property of a mobile phase such as refractive index, dielectric constant or density. What is solute property detectors? Solute property detectors are nothing but a detectors which detects changes in the property of solutes such as UV absorbance or fluorescence that is not possessed by the mobile phase. See, in UV visible spectrometer and fluorescence detector, these are the examples for solute property detector. Let us discuss one by one here. First one, UV visible spectrophotometer. See, this type of detector responds to substances that absorbs light. Okay, substance which absorbs light, this type of detector responds. Okay, the UV detector is mainly to separate and identify the principal active components of the mixture. UV detector cannot be used for testing substances that are low in chromophores. Keep it in mind, UV detectors cannot be used for testing the substances that are low in chromophores. Colorless are virtually colorless, as they cannot absorb light at low range. Coming to the next detector, that is another solute property detector, that is a fluorescence detector. This is a specific detector that senses only those substances that emit light. In the UV visible, it absorbs the light. Here, in this detector, this senses only those substances that emit light. As there are not many elements that fluorescence samples must be synthesized to make them detectable. The detector signal is proportional to the amount of the solute passing through the detector. It's directly proportional. The signal is amplified and fed to data processor system. Here it's a computer for visual display and printout of the chromatogram. So this is what the instrumentation of HPLC. Coming to the application part of high performance liquid chromatography. High performance liquid chromatography has a vast applications in all fields of chemistry. It may be in biochemistry, analytical chemistry, forensic science, etc. See, this HPLC is used in analysis of drugs and in the analysis of synthetic polymers, analysis of pollutants in environmental analytics, determination of drugs in biological matrices. This HPLC is used. Isolation of valuable products can be achieved by using this HPLC. Product purity and quality control of industrial products and fine chemicals can be achieved by using this HPLC. Separation and purification of biopolymers such as enzymes or nucleic acids can be done by using this HPLC. Purification of water also done by using this HPLC. Pre-concentration of trace components. Pre-concentration of trace components can also be made by using this high performance liquid chromatography. Ligand exchange chromatography. In ligand exchange chromatography also we are using this HPLC. In ion exchange chromatography of proteins also we are using this high performance liquid chromatography. High pH anion exchange chromatography of carbohydrates and oligosaccharides, we are using this high performance liquid chromatography. So coming to the revision of this session, we have discussed about high performance liquid chromatography, that is an HPLC. In that we have discussed the introduction of HPLC, principle of HPLC, instrumentation of high performance liquid chromatography, and applications of high performance liquid chromatography. Sorry, this is not an ion exchange, it is a high performance liquid chromatography. And these are the references for this session. Thank you.